Gillette presents the World Series. This is Mel Allen speaking from Yankee Stadium in New York. With me are Red Barber and Bill Corum. The three of us are here to give you an accurate eyewitness report of the fifth game in baseball's great 1942 classic. Your radio host is the Gillette Safety Razor Company, which brings you the Kentucky Derby, the football bowl game, all major boxing bouts, and many other events of national interest on its year-round cavalcade of sports. Today's presentation reaches listeners in North America through the combined facilities of the Mutual Network, the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation, and their affiliates. Our armed forces overseas receive it through shortwave stations WGEO and WGEA Schenectady and KGEI San Francisco. At the moment, the starting pitchers for today's game are warming up below our radio booth. The Yankees are finishing up their infield practice. And shortly, the fifth game of the World Series will be underway. The fifth game and possibly the last game. We'll have to wait and see. You know, there's a train leaving New York tonight at 8 o'clock. The St. Louis Cardinals will be aboard. But whether or not the New York Yankees and your broadcasters will be along depends on the ability of Red Ruffing to coax more magic out of his battle-scarred right arm. Yes, this veteran of 6 former World Series, holder of the World Series record for most pitching wins, 7, having gotten that 7th one in the opening game of this classic, will attempt to duplicate today his best series performance, which took place in 1938 against the Chicago Cubs, when Red Ruffing won 2 games. He'll have to this year if the series is to be resumed in St. Louis on Wednesday. Opposing the veteran will be young Johnny Beasley, who beat the Yankees 4-3 in the second game of the series in St. Louis. So much for the pitchers. Here are the lineups for today's game. For the St. Louis Cardinals, leading off playing second base, Jimmy Brown, who has a series batting average of .235. Hitting second, playing center field, Terry Moore, a series batting average of .286. Batting third, playing right field, Enos Slaughter, who has a batting average on the series of .200. In the cleanup spot, playing left field, Stan Musial, hitting at .286 in the series. Following him in the batting order, catching, Walker Cooper, hitting at .235. Batting sixth, first base, Johnny Hopp, hitting at .214. Coming up in the 7th spot on the batting order, playing third base, Friday Karowski, hitting at .250. Batting 8th, playing shortstop, Martin Marion, hitting at .143. Occupying the number 9 spot in the batting order, of course, in pitching, Johnny Beasley, who won 21 games and lost 6 during the regular season for the Cardinals, has won 1 and lost none in this series. For the New York Yankees, leading off playing shortstop, Phil Rizzuto, hitting at .353 in the series. Batting second, playing third base, Red Rolfe, currently hitting at .385. Coming up third, playing right field, switch hitter Roy Cullenbine, hitting at .333. In the cleanup spot, playing center field, Joe DiMaggio, hitting in the series at .353. Charlie Keller bats fifth, playing left field. His batting average for the series, .188. Following Keller in the batting order, playing second base, Joe Gordon. His batting average for the series, .077. Then comes Bill Dickey, catching, hitting at .333. Batting eighth, playing first base, Jerry Priddy, hitting at .143. Red Ruffing bats ninth, of course, is pitching. Won 14 and lost 7 on the regular season for the Yankees. Has won 1 and lost 1 in this series, and his batting average for the series, .167. The umpires, back to the plate, George Majorcourt of the National League. At first base, Bill Summers of the American League. At second base, George Barr of the National League. And at third base, Cal Hubbard of the American League. So there are your lineups. The 2 pitchers are still throwing down below, getting ready. Billy Southworth just ran out of the Cardinal dugout to talk to Beasley for a moment. He's stopped to talk to his manager. Red Ruffing easily warming up to the left of home plate as we look out onto the field to the right of the Yankee dugout. The Yankee dugout being to our left, the Cardinal dugout to our right. The groundkeepers in their white uniforms are manicuring the infield, putting on the finishing touches, and it won't be long now before we'll get underway with the 5th game of the 1942 World Series. As to the picture for today's game, well, just let me say this. Wires of congratulations have been pouring in from coast to coast for the splendid observations and keen analyses of Bill Corum throughout the series. And here he is again, the New York Journal-American's fearless sports columnist, Gillette's brilliant cavalcade sports observer, Bill Corum.
Well, thank you an awful lot, and that was too kind of you. All I do is talk out of a little experience in baseball, some 22 years, and a Cardinal rooter since I was a kid, and a Yankee rooter ever since I came to New York, which must make me reasonably impartial, and I hope it does. Just before I came up here to your radio booth, I saw Cousin Ed Barra, who is Mr. Yankee himself in my book, big, solemn-faced, grim, standing down there at the lunch counter in the Stevens room. And I said to him, Cousin Ed, it looks a little bit dark for our side. And he said, not yet. These are still the Yankees, and I still think they're going to win. He said, if we win this ball game today, we'll go to St. Louis, and we'll win out there because the balls we hit up here Saturday that were caught were home runs. But he said, I want to say this is a great ball team we're playing. A bunch of real good kids who hustle all the time. And he said those outfielders, the bigger they make the park, the better for them, which is so true. I told you several times that to me, the outfield play of Terry Moore in this series has been one of its brightest highlights. Picking up a few of the other players that have stood up, I said yesterday Rizzuto, and he certainly has. He's been a thorn in the side of the Cardinal pitchers and a tremendous shortstop out there. Johnny Hopp, they say he's not a great first baseman. Perhaps he isn't a great first baseman. One of the Nebraska football Hops, he's done a splendid job here. I don't know what a first baseman could do that he hasn't done. He stepped in place of Ray Sanders, who started the season as the Cardinals' regular first backer, and was all through that long drive to the pennant that they put on from August the 4th. As I said, he's one of the Nebraska football playing Hops. One of his brothers, Hippity, I believe they call him, is now with the Detroit Lions, and he has a younger brother out there on the squad again this year. Johnny was a track man at Nebraska, and there's a great question which of the Cardinals is the fastest, but if it were a track meet and they were going to run 100 yards in spike shoes, I'd have to go along with him. Though several of them can step, and of course several of the Yankees too, and perhaps that fella Case down in Washington is faster than any one of them in a baseball suit, and likely is. Now, I should say this will be a very good day for Johnny Beasley, and it strikes me that it's like it will be for Roughing, though I think old Charlie could stand one more day's rest, and I know he'd like to have it, and I know McCarthy would have liked to give it to him. He'll be shooting to break his own record, of course, in this game. If he wins it, he will be the first pitcher ever to win 8 World Series games. His count now is 7-1, and he's going into his 9th, and as I say, he'll only be breaking his own record, but it'll be a record that'll stand for many a day if he wins it. Charlie comes out of Nokomis, Illinois, but now lives in Long Beach, California. And I just got a letter from Arthur Robinson, a former New York baseball writer. It came from Cripple Creek. Unfortunately, it didn't have any gold in it, however. And he said Tiny Bonham's name is pronounced I own, and I guess I mispronounced it. He says I own as in I own a Gillette razor. So that's the proper pronunciation of Bonhamtown in California, and I appreciate the correction. I just didn't know any better. But as I say, I'm a little disappointed that there wasn't any gold in the letter coming from Cripple Creek. Now, I believe this game will be worthy of the ones that have preceded it in the series. I think it's going to be, of course, the final acid test for the Yankees. It's this one or nothing, neck or nothing for them now. It isn't likely, almost 100 to 1, that Roughing will pitch any such game as he pitched in St. Louis, because there he was shooting for a no-hitter right down to the finish, as most of you will recall, and it isn't probable that an old fellow, 37 or 38 years old, can come back with such a short rest and do anything like that. But he may not have to pitch that well today. Beasley may not be as good as he was in his game, though he is a strong-armed kid. He can pitch every day. Pitch much more often than Cooper, the other great right-hander on the Cardinal team. Grandpop Charlie's down there in front of me warming up, and so is Johnny. They call him the Bees on the Cardinals, and I can still hear little Jimmy Brown, who has been a little uncertain the field, but holds these Cardinals together. He's the cutie out there, the sort of brains, the oldest one of those Cardinal infielders, and while I'm throwing bouquets around, I might say that Marion covers quite a lot of ground and drags balls out of the air on all sides of him, and has played 1,000% baseball, which is remarkable in any World Series for any shortstop to do. The greatest shortstopping I ever saw in a series was done by Leo DeRocher against Detroit. he made plays that I've never seen anybody else make in a World Series, and didn't make an error, if my memory is correct. If he did, it was only one, and he made the ones he had to make, and I don't think he made a single error in the series. And, of course, Marion nor Rizzuto, neither of them have had to accept the chances that Leo the Lip had to accept out there. But they both played remarkably fine baseball, and Marion is one of the last of the big shortstops. They used to have him in the days of Hans Wagner, and that reminds me that this man Barra I was telling you about, the man who's Mr. Yankee and president of the Yankees, is the fellow who discovered Hans Wagner. That's one of his proudest boasts. You can't get Ed to talk much about his current boys, but if you get him opened up on old Honus, boy, he does love to talk about that. So there's how it looks up here at the Yankee Stadium this afternoon as these two great teams, Yanks and Cards, go into their fifth game.
You folks who follow these complicated sports broadcasts have noticed a significant change in our commercial messages recently, I'm sure. Let me state the facts, simply and frankly. Production of Gillette Blue Blades has been curtailed by government order to save seals. Furthermore, the requirements of our armed forces for Gillette blades are mounting by leaps and bounds. You don't have to be an accountant to get the answer. Obviously, the supply of Gillette Blue blades for civilians is shrinking rapidly. In fact, a shortage already exists in many important areas, despite all efforts to distribute available supplies evenly. Therefore, when you need Gillette Blue blades, please buy for immediate requirements only and use the blades thriftily. If a man stocks up or is wasteful, he deprives other men of the comfort and economy of shaving with these sharper and longer-lasting blades. From time to time during the game today, we'll give you a number of suggestions that will help you get more shaves and more comfortable ones from every Gillette Blue blade. At the moment at home plate are the umpires, together with Art Fletcher of the New York Yankees, Terry Moore of the St. Louis Cardinals. The batting orders are being presented to the umpires. Ground rules are being discussed. Meantime, Red Ruffing and Johnny Beasley are still warming up. The groundkeepers have finished manicuring the infield. 7th Regiment Band out at the flagpole in deep center field, just to the left of the flagpole, are all poised and ready to play the national anthem. We'll have the flag raised in a moment, and then the 5th game of the World Series will definitely be underway. Before the start of this 5th game of the 1942 World Series, which comes to you from the Yankee Stadium in New York City, we're going to pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Mutual.
WGN, the voice of the people, Chicago.
To give you a quick picture, as we get ready for this 5th game, here is what has happened before, to refresh your memory a bit. In the first game, the Yankees beat the Cardinals 7-4. Ruffing, Chandler, and Dickey for the Yankees. Morton Cooper, Gumbert, Lanier, and Walker Cooper for St. Louis. In the second game, the Cardinals beat the Yankees 4-3. Bonham and Dickey for the Yankees, Beasley and Cooper for the Cardinals. In the third game, which was played at the Yankee Stadium, the first two in St. Louis, the Cardinals shut out the Yankees 2-0. Ernie White and Walker Cooper, the battery for the Cardinals. Chandler, Brewer, Turner, and Dickey for the Yankees. And in the fourth game played yesterday, the Cardinals won it 9-6. Morton Cooper was the starting pitcher. Gumbert, Pollock, Lanier, and Walker Cooper. For the Yankees, Barrow, Donald, Bonham, and Dickey. That's the way the games, very briefly, have gone up until the one today. Red Ruffing has just finished warming up. Johnny Beasley is still throwing on his side of the field. There go the umpires to take their stations. Big Cal Hubbard walking down the third baseline of the American League. Bill Summers of the American League walking down the first baseline. George Barr of the National League cutting right through the middle, over the box out to second base, and Big George Major Kurt standing back at the plate. And we're waiting for the national anthem. I believe it's coming right now. Here it is. lot of you missed the starting lineup. Here they are again very quickly as the Yankees start out onto the field. For the St. Louis Cardinals, Brown, second base. Moore, center field. Slaughter, right field. Musial, left field. Walker Cooper catching. Hop, first base. Karowski, third base. Marion, shortstop. Beasley pitching. For the Yankees, in the order in which they bat, Rizzuto, shortstop. Ralph, third base. Kellenbein, right field. DiMaggio, center field. Keller, left field. Gordon, second base. Dickey catching. Pretty, first base. Ruffing pitching. The announcement of the batter is coming over the loudspeaker. We'll let you listen. I think they just, here's for the Cardinals.
Number 15, catching. The battery, Cornelia, Ruffing, number 15, Dickey, number 8, catching.
There's the announcement of the batters over the top of the system.
Number 3.
And here now to describe for you the first half of the game is one of the nation's top-notch baseball broadcasters. The keen student of the game, a veteran of 7 World Series broadcasts. This makes number 8, Red Barber, a World Series institution who's been bearing down all the way during the series despite a severe sore throat. But it takes more than that to stop the old redhead. Red, how's the throat today?
Well, Mel, I think we're going to make it. Thanks a lot, as they say out in some sections of the country, for them their kind words. Jimmy Brown standing to one side, switch hitter to be first up. St. Louis, followed by Terry Moore, then by Country Slaughter. Big Red Ruffing, who is now the big Yankee hope, standing on the mound. The only time he's ever lost in the World Series was to one of the game's great left-handers, Carl Hubble. And he is being faced this afternoon by Johnny Beasley, a 21-year-old rookie. Ruffing on the mound, checking his spike position, moving around. Bill Dickey, great receiver, crouches down to give the sign for the game's first pitch. Big Majorcurse, ball and strike umpire, working off the catcher's right shoulder. First pitch, ball, low. Ruffing came down easily with a fastball, and it was low. Ball 1. Crowd sort of settles down. The hysteria, just about the opening of the first pitch now, fades away. Manager Southworth, his own third base coach. Brown takes low again. Ruffing's behind. Here's the curveball. Ball 2. 2-0. The outfield is a step toward right on Jimmy. Stands pretty well back of the plate when he hits left-handed. He's a switch hitter. The infield is up a step. He's fast. Stepping works, 2-0. Low for ball 3. That one just under the knees. 3-0. Ralph walked over from third. Talked to Ruffing for the moment. Now the big red-headed right-hander comes down 3-0. Low for ball 4. And on 4 straight pitches without a strike, he walks down. Jimmy Brown on at first. Terry Moore, who plays such a magnificent center field for St. Louis. Stepping in, right-hand batter. The outfield is around toward left on Terry. Infield up a step. Ralph is right off third to switch the course of a bunt. Moore has looked down to Southworth. The manager and third base coach see what the sign might be. Ruffing delivers, and Moore takes low outside. Set, though, for a bunt, apparently. Had the pitch been in the strike area. Ball 1. Down at first. Jerry Pretty, the utility infielder, who's playing there now, would hack it out with a busted left thumb. Pretty holding the bag. The pitch. Outside and high. Dismissing for ball 2. And Ruffing has yet to throw a strike. He walked Brown on the first 4 pitches. And now he's behind to Terry Moore, 2-0. Moore backs out of the box, looks down to his manager. For the Southworth, see whether the bunt's still on or not. 2-0. The 2-0 pitch is taken for a strike. And pitch number 7 was the first strike thrown by Ruffing this afternoon. Moore again looking, see what the sign is. 2-1. Ruffing carefully coming down position, checks the runner at first. Delivers. Call strike 2. That was a good curveball off the hand. So the Cardinals, apparently, judging from the actions of Moore, especially by the way he looked for a sign after the 2-0 pitch, had the bunt on, and then switched to the take, and it's now 2-2. So we'll see. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Big Red delivers. Moore swings and misses. Strike 3.
And Ruffing, having to right himself, after missing his first 6 pitches, came down with the next 3 and struck out Moore swinging. Now it is 1 gone. And the infield is not looking for a bunt so much. Comes to Slaughter is the batter. The 10 hitter, they play him forward toward right. Ruffing throws. A call strike. A curveball right in there. And it's 0-1. 1 man out. Brown on at first. Mike Gonzalez, first base coach. Pretty holds the corner against the runner. Ruffing stretches. Comes into position. Delivers. Slaughter swings as a ground ball to second. So there's Gordon. 1 out at second. Throw to first. Double play. A hard-hit ground ball right at second baseman Gordon, who flipped to shortstop Rizzuto, who was standing on the keystone. The relay on to first baseman Pretty, and it was a double play. That's the first double play completed by the Yankee infield so far in the series. The Yankees had another double play, which was made from the outfield. And so that winds up nothing across. And the double play more than erases the base on balls. Second baseman to the shortstop and on to the first baseman. 1, 2, 3, and out of there. And now the Yankees, who of course have to win and still win if they wish to win the World Series. Rizzuto to be the first hitter, followed by Ross, and then by Sullenbein. Johnny Beasley steps to the mound, and this strong, young 6-foot rookie right-hander is ready to go. And you think that Beasley was nervous about pitching this ball game today? Well, he was so nervous that he just lay down in the clubhouse and took a half-an-hour nap before he came out to work. That shows an ability to relax. You don't find that very often. Highly strung, competing athletes just at the moment. Now Rizzuto, that 3 hits yesterday, he was hard to handle. Steps, always a threat for a bunt. Kowalski up close by third, and Phil takes the curve low. Ball 1. First man up, last the first inning. No score. Ruffing walked the first hitter. Looked at the start as though his control hurt him, but he righted himself, struck out more, and got started to crack into a double play. Rizzuto takes a fast call, strike. 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. The outfield, toward left. Infield up the step. Rizzuto's fast. Kowalski's up on the inside grass, inside third. Rizzuto swings as a line drive to the left field corner. Musial going back. He can't get it. It's a home run. And Phil Rizzuto won up that line drive. Solidly just inside the left field foul marker. Solidly into the seats about 5 rows back. Musial had no chance at all. Now it is 1-0 in favor of the Yankees. And the hitter is Red Ralph, who takes a ball low inside for ball 1. Rizzuto now has the most hits of anybody playing in the series. That was his 7th. That's the 3rd home run here in the series. And they've all been hit by the Yankees. This is the first one that Keller didn't hit. Ralph takes a strike. Fastball off the hand. And it is 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Outfield toward right. On Bob. You don't hear him call that very often. His name is Robert. But what's happened to his first name is what's happened to mine. There's a high foul going back into the stand. Strike 2. 1-2. Red digs in right off the plate. 1-0. Favor the defending world champions. And Rizzuto showed that there was plenty of life left in the Yankees. He sees the first possible offensive gesture and slammed it into the left field stand. Ralph swings, fouls it off, straight back onto the netting. 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Crowd now aroused, moving around, seeing another bit of battle right here in the making. The Yankees certainly accepted the challenge in this 5th game just as quickly as they could. Rock swings as the bounding ball hit down to second. Brown up with it, throws to first. In time, but 2 steps. And Rolfe is out. Second to first. Now it is 1 man out to New York. And Roy Cullenbine, switch hitter, go back left-handed, stepping in. Outfield moves around toward right on Roy. Young Beasley, third dog. Dark brown eyes, sets, pumps, throws, pass, call strike, right off the hands, over the inside, waist high. 0-1. 1-0. Favor the Yankees. Rizzuto lining a home run. Not a high fly ball, a solid line drive. Little fella has power. Roy swings and misses at a slow curveball, strike 2. Apparently he had it in his mind he was going to hit that pitch no matter where it was. And when the string was pulled by Beasley, Cullenbine tried to slow down his swing but couldn't. 0-2. 1 man out, nobody on. Beasley works, Cullenbine swings as a ground ball fair. Back first, Hop picks it up, runs for the bag and wins. Bill Corum was talking before the game began about the speed of Hop, and he showed it right there. Racing into the bag with a ground ball for the putout. And a veritable wall of noise goes up as Joe DiMaggio steps in. Right-hand batter. Outfield is deep. Down toward left. There's a called strike. Stepping in 1. No balls, 1 strike. Infield is deep. The score 1-0. Favor the Yankees. 2 men out for them. Nobody on. Last the first inning. Curveball low outside. 4-1. The umpires are in the same rotation now they were for game 1. That means Major Curse back of the plate working balls and strikes. Summers at first, Barr at second, and Hubbard at third. The alternates remain Dunn and Basil. These are pitches 1-1. A curve swung on, belted out into left center. Terry Moore under it, waiting, and takes it for the out. 1 run. Rizzuto hammering a home run, the first Yankee batter up. Last half of the first inning, and so it is 1-0 in favor of the Yankees. That ends the first inning. Lots of you listeners, hundreds of thousands of you, are regular Gillette shaving cream users. So please bear with me while I tell the others what a heap of shaving comfort they are missing. Now Gillette can't afford to miss a trick when it comes to making shaving easier. And take it from me, these shaving creams are everything you have a right to expect from this company. Either one, lather or brushless, is #1 in its field. I mentioned lather cream first, so let's talk about it. Gillette Lather Cream holds quantities of water to soften your beard and speed your razor. It's made with 3 beneficial oils, has a pleasant scent, and leaves your face feeling good and looking great. Now that's true of Gillette Brushless Cream as well. It is free from grease, rinses off instantly, and never gums up your razor or drains. Peanut oil makes it particularly bland and pleasant. You get super shaving comfort. So for tops in luxury, at no extra cost, ask your dealer for Gillette shaving cream, lather or brushless. 25 cents. The second inning, Dan Musial first up, followed by Walker Cooper, then by Hop. Big Red Roughing collected his second win in this series. His 8th all-time in World Series competition. Now has a 1-run lead. Delivers. Right over. Curveball to the knees. Called strike. Musial stands about as far back in the box as a left-hand hitter can stand. He's long-legged and takes quite a step forward. Roughing throws. Wastes the fastball outside, and it is 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Red so far has been throwing more stuff pitches just the start of this game than he did at game 1. In game 1, he was using primarily his fastball. Delivers, does change of pace. It's over but high. Ball 2. 2-1. And as Bill Corum pointed out, Roughing, well along in years for a ball player, is pitching really on short rations as far as rest goes. Musial swings, and there's a high pop fly back of short. Rizzuto under it, waiting, takes it. And Musial pops up to short, 1 out. Top the second inning. The score 1-0, favor the Yankees. Walker Cooper stepping in. Big rangy, 6-foot right-hand hitter. He's been a very timely batter for the Cardinals so far in this series, getting hits when they meant something. Swings and has a line drive through the middle for a base hit. It's a solid single for Walker Cooper. He sort of stepped back a half step and timed one of Ruffing's three-quarter speed curves. Hit it right through the middle. That's the first Cardinal safety. Single in the center. Now the Cardinals, with one man out, the second inning, have the tying run at first base. The Yankees lead 1-0. Danny Hop, stocky, left-hand batter. From Sedwood back and forth. Outfield step toward right, the infield halfway up. Hop swings. There's a pop fly back at short. Rizzuto dancing underneath it. Takes it. Out number 2. Walker Cooper never stepped off first base. There he stands. 2 men out. And here's George Karowski stepping in. Up to around toward left. Karowski pulls. Walker Cooper at first. Doesn't go on anything. 2 out. Call strike. Right off the hand. Nothing pitching inside and tight for the fast one. Strike 1. Southworth hauling it up from back at third. That's very quiet here at the stadium. The pitch swung on as a high drive deep out in the left. It's way out yonder, and it is foul, but way up into the stands and just foul. Well, we'd no sooner said that this batter pulls him than he pulled one just a shade too much. When that one was struck, you knew that the distance was plenty to get it up into the stands. But it was a question of whether it would be fair or foul as it went out close to the line. So naturally, every eye was on the umpire. Foul. So it's a very long second strike. Ruffing pitches, Karowski swings, and there's a short fly ball going into right center, and Gordon is back and pulls it down for the out. Second baseman goes back to get it. No run, 1 hit, 1 man left. 1-0 favor the Yankees, and that ends the first half of the second inning.
Leadoff man for the New York Ball Club will be Charlie King Kong Keller. This guy blasted 26 home runs. As Marty Marion told us on the pregame show, he and Keller used to play against one another in the International League. And Keller had 108 runs batted in, 6 less than DiMaggio, but what a good 1-2 punch among their number 4 and 5 hitters.
And don't forget about Joe Gordon. He had 18 home runs, 103 RBIs, and a 322 mark. When you look at the RBI total of the 4, 5, and 6 men in this New York lineup, they are killers. 114, 108, and 103, and all in the double figures. Keller digs in. He's a strong left-handed batter. The left fielder bats for the first time here this afternoon. Beasley gave up the leadoff home run to Rizzuto. They're playing Keller to pull. The first one is blown away, ball 1, as Cooper returns it to the mound. Beasley kicks in front of the rubber as he tries to get a hole popped away out there.
You can tell when Beasley is right. There'll be a lot of ground balls, and he'll make good use of that inner defense of his.
Curveball inside. And that's ball 2 on Charlie Keller, the leadoff man for New York, who leads 1-0 here in the second inning. Into the wind. Beasley fires. Ground ball. Right side. Brown has an easy hop and an easy play as he fires to the first baseman, Johnny Hop, and 1 down.
Well, backed up on that ball a little bit. He asked for trouble, but he got an a la carte hop, and he threw him out. 1 gone.
That brings in Joe Gordon, a right-handed batter. And now the Cardinal outfield switches around to the left side. Musial is tucked into the left field corner. Moore is in left center. He's deep because it's a very, very deep center field here in Yankee Stadium.
One of the most distinct first ball hitters in the game, Joe Gordon.
From the wind, Beasley fires high and away. Gordon was really jumping out after that one, but evidently the book is out on Joe Gordon, and they stay away from the first. Beasley steps off the hill. Now he's back on top. Cooper gives the sign. Into the wind. Here's the second pitch, and a ground ball to the shortstop. Slats has an easy one. Up over and out as Marion takes care of Joe Gordon. 2 down.
Someday that Marion's going to throw a handful of pebbles over to first base. He's always picking up pebbles around that shortstop position. He's going to forget to throw one away and throw it over to first someday.
That's 5 in a row now, set down by the Cardinal right-hander, John Beasley. And it brings in Bill Dickey, the New York catcher. 2 homers on the year, 37 RBIs, but a good batting mark of .295.
And I wonder if here's the ball outside to Dickey. I wonder if the Cardinal fans down in Arkansas are rooting for Dickey or for the Redbirds.
Half and half. Here's the next one by the right-hander Beasley, and it's upstairs inside, ball 2. 2-0 now on Bill Dickey, the left-handed swinging catcher of the New York Yankees. Beasley looks on, gets his sign, goes to the wind. Here it is. Ground ball, right side. Brown, tough play, gets the short hop, but gets his man. And that is 6 in a row set down by the Cardinal right-hander, John Beasley.
I think the organist here is rooting for the Cardinals. He's playing the March of the Cardinals, written in 1942 by George M. Cohan.
After 2, the Yankees on top, 1-0.